Recently, we've had a few friends and clients get in touch with us about some phishing attacks that looked really suspicious. The way that this happens is you get an email, and the email appears to be from someone that you know. So this message is forwarded to me by Chad, and it's a guy that we know. However, if you look at the from area, you see the name is Michael. And if you look at the email address beside it, it is not Michael's email address. It's actually someone else's. So this person, C Nash at whatever, has gotten infected, and then it's taken a name that was also in the contact list and is now sending out messages. So it looks as if it is from Michael to Chad. Now the message down in the bottom says, "Hey, Michael's use Dropbox to share secured file with you securely," which is a little strange English, so that's a tip that might not be legit. The other thing is there's no branding of Dropbox on here. Now, if you mouse over the link to view and download files, you can see where I've written in red the link goes to one of the tiny URL websites. So if you go there, what happens is that it will do this base 64 encoding. So this is the address bar of the browser, and you can see on the left-hand side, it's data, text, HTML, base 64, and then the code or all the gobbledygook that's there goes on and on and on because it contains all the HTML that needs to be in there, and it's just obfuscated so you can't see it as a user. So that's what happens, and then the page will load, and the page, what we did is we decoded it so there are these online base 64 decoders, and you can see the actual HTML in here, and I've highlighted in gray the actual web page that loads. So once it loads, it looks a little bit like this. So you can see it's got the Dropbox images on there, and it says to view the shared document, you're required to log in with your email address below. Now, if you use Dropbox, you know this is not how shared links work on Dropbox. But for people who may not use it, often they may plug in their email address and password, and when they do, that gives the bad guys your credentials to be able to log in and start sending out more of these messages, potentially selling your username and password. And then also, since most people reuse passwords, that's a big no-no. Then they can try other places, so they'll access your email and see where your online banking is and other things like that, and they can try to get in and essentially pay themselves that way. So that's one potential outcome. Another example is one that happened with Google Docs as well, and that's what this looked like. So after you click the link, it asks you to select your email provider from a drop down and then enter your email and password. So it looks pretty slick, almost just like Google would do that. So again, don't ever do those, and especially if you go back, take a look at the top of the browser there. That's that base 64 encoding, and you definitely do not want to do that. Now, if you happened to supply your info, the very first thing you need to do is change the password to your email, assuming you can get into your email, because sometimes the bad guys change your password. So once you get in, change your password to your email. Then you need to look in the settings area of your email for any new rules or filters, and then remove them. We've seen a few times, especially on Gmail accounts, where these bad guys will go in and they'll create a rule that will actually delete sent mail. So you're sending these messages out, and as soon as they go out, your system is deleting them. And so you don't know that you're propagating this bad stuff on the internet. And then the other area is to go into your recovery info. That's another one that can be changed by the bad guys, is they can say, hey, I'm going to change my recovery info from this one cell phone number where I get a text message to another one. Now, if I'm in your shoes, there's a final rule. Some people like to do this, some people do not like to do this, but it is to add two-factor authentication to your email. And then that way, anytime there's a password change or somebody tries to log in, you can get a text message from your email provider with a one-time code that's used for you to log in, or some others use an app that'll run on either your mobile phone or your tablet that will give you a temporary code. And then finally, if you don't know what to do, just give us a call. We'll help you through this. It's a pretty nasty type of infection, and it's it's very frustrating because it makes you look as if you don't know what you're doing online. So anyway, we'll go back. So anything that looks like this saying select your email provider, that is definitely not legit, nor is this one. Good luck.